Here's an easy explanation of what is management in simple wording and key points, not in table form. Definition and overview of management. 1. Meaning. Management means working with and through other people to achieve the goals of both the organization and its members. 2. Main idea. A manager doesn't do everything alone. They guide others and get work done effectively and efficiently through teamwork and delegation. 3. Older definition, 1980. Management is getting things done through other people. Focus was only on completing tasks. 4. Modern definition. Management is working with and through other people to accomplish the objectives of both the organization and its members. Focuses on teamwork, human relations, and mutual goals. Key differences between old and new definitions. 1. Human emphasis. The new definition gives more importance to people working in the organization. 2. Focus on objectives. It stresses results and goals, not just activities or work. 3. Balance of goals. It highlights that both organizational goals and personal goals of employees should be achieved together. You should remember, open quote, management is working with and through other people to achieve the objectives of both the organization and its members, close quote. Key management terms, in simple words: management, getting results by working with others; responsibility, duty or task to be done; authority, power to make decisions or act for someone else; accountability, being answerable for results, whether expected or unexpected; management activities, planning, organizing, staffing, coordinating, motivating, leading, and controlling; technical activities, job-related or specialized work in your field, for example, a doctor treating patients or an engineer designing machines. Management activities versus technical activities. 1. Management activities, common for all managers no matter the level, include planning, organizing, staffing, leading, and controlling. Managers focus on people, decisions, and results. 2. Technical activities, related to a person's special skill or profession, e.g. teacher teaching, mechanic repairing. These are hands-on or field-based tasks. How time changes with management levels. 1. First-line supervisors. Spend about 30% time on management work. Spend about 70% time doing technical work. 2. Middle managers. Spend around 50% time on management and 50% on technical activities. 3. Top managers like presidents, CEOs, spend about 90% time on management activities, only 10% or less on technical work. Conclusion. As a person moves up in an organization, their management responsibilities increase and their technical work decreases. In short, management is both a science, has principles and methods, and an art, requires skill and creativity. Every manager's main task is to plan, organize, lead, and control others effectively. Successful management depends on working with people, achieving goals, and balancing responsibilities between the organization and employees. Would you like me to make a short summary paragraph for your presentation, or Viva too? Here's a simple and clear explanation of the Talking with George case study and the concepts it illustrates, written in easy wording and short points for understanding or presentation. Case study, Talking with George. Easy explanation. The scene. George is the director of economic planning in a large company. He gives his report to his boss, the controller. The report is good, but late. It should have been ready by Friday, but George submitted it on Monday. What happened? 1. George gives many excuses for the delay: sick employees, resignations, vacations, etc. 2. He focuses on how hard he worked, even on weekends, not on why the work was delayed. 3. The controller appreciates his effort but says, open quote, I don't want you to work harder. I want you to organize your department better so the work is on time, close quote. 4. George keeps saying he works harder than anyone instead of solving the management problem. Main problem in the case. George is acting more like a technician than a manager. He is doing the work himself instead of managing his team. His job was to plan, organize, and delegate, but he got stuck in the technical details. Managerial role versus technical role. 1. A manager's job is to plan work, assign tasks, supervise progress, ensure deadlines are met, not to do all the work personally. 2. A technical worker's job is to perform the specific work or tasks, like writing reports or data analysis. George is supposed to be a manager, but he is functioning like a technical worker. Why some managers act more like technicians. These are the reasons why a person at a higher managerial level might still behave like a low-level worker. 1. Small size of the unit. Few staff available, so the manager does the work himself. 2. Technical nature of the job. The work needs specialized knowledge, so the manager gets involved directly. 3. Desire to stay current. Manager wants to keep up with technical skills, fearing they'll become outdated. 4. Subordinates not working well. Team is weak or untrained, so the manager steps in to fix things personally. 5. Comfort with familiar tasks. Manager feels safer doing work he understands rather than delegating or leading others. 6. Boss's expectations. The boss might expect visible hard work rather than organized leadership. 7. Resource constraints. Limited time, staff, or money, forcing the manager to do extra work himself. Main lesson. A good manager should organize work, not just do it. Delegate tasks and trust the team. Plan ahead to meet deadlines. Focus on results, not just hard work. Balance technical knowledge with managerial control. In simple words, open quote, George works very hard, but not very smart. He is busy doing technical work instead of managing people and processes. True management means getting results through others, not through personal overtime. Close quote. Would you like me to make a short paragraph summary, 5 to 6 lines? Here's a simple and clear explanation of the Joan case study and the management concepts of responsibility, authority, and accountability, written in easy wording and short points, perfect for understanding or class presentation. Chat case study, Joan and her boss. The situation. Joan is a bright, capable employee who joined the organization with excellent recommendations, but now she is unhappy and underperforming. She complains that 1. Her job is not challenging. 2. Her boss checks all her work too closely, too much supervision. 3. She has no freedom to handle customers on her own. 4. She wants higher pay and an assistant. 5. She feels unappreciated and restricted. The key question. Open quote. Who is responsible for this problem? Close quote. The answer, Joan's boss, the manager, is responsible. Why is the manager responsible? Because of the principles of management delegation. 1. Responsibility. It means the duty or obligation to perform certain tasks. A manager cannot delegate full responsibility. They are always ultimately responsible for what happens in their department. 2. Authority. It means the power or right to make decisions or act for the manager. The manager can delegate authority to employees to do their work independently. 3. Accountability. It means being answerable for results. Once the manager assigns tasks and gives authority, employees are accountable for completing them properly, but the manager still remains answerable overall. What went wrong in Joan's case? The manager did not delegate enough authority to Joan. She was over-supervised and not trusted to use her own skills. She didn't feel challenged or empowered, leading to demotivation. The manager focused only on control instead of development. As a result, Joan became unhappy, unproductive, and ready to quit. What the manager should have done to prevent or fix the problem, the manager should 1. Assign meaningful tasks that match Joan's abilities. 2. Delegate authority. Give her freedom to make small decisions. 3. Set clear objectives and trust her to achieve them. 4. Offer feedback and support, not overchecking. 5. Encourage growth. Maybe involve her in new projects or training. 6. Recognize good work to boost morale. 7. Communicate clearly about expectations and performance. 8. Review workloads and give her an assistant only if truly needed. 9. Provide fair pay for her level of skill and responsibility. 10. Regularly evaluate progress to ensure the issue doesn't return. You should remember, open quote, a good manager delegates authority, shares responsibility, and ensures accountability, but always remains ultimately responsible for results. Close quote, open quote, poor delegation leads to employee frustration, low motivation, and inefficiency. Close quote. Would you like me to write a short spoken style summary, 5 to 6 lines you can say in front of your teacher to explain this case? Here's a clear, easy to understand explanation of the last part of your lesson, including the management process, skills and competencies, and summary of key concepts. This is written in short, simple lines you can easily revise or present in class. The management process. Easy explanation. To prevent or solve problems like Jones' case, a manager should follow an organized management process, a step-by-step method to ensure effective work and motivated employees. Steps in the management process. 1. Define the problem. Find out exactly what is wrong or causing dissatisfaction. 2. Set objectives. Decide what goals need to be achieved. 3. Assign responsibilities and delegate authority. Give people specific duties and the power to make decisions. 4. Allocate resources. Provide tools, time, money, and staff needed to do the job. 5. Design controls. Make work plans, timetables, or charts to track progress. 6. Monitor progress. Check regularly if the work is moving as planned. 7. Solve problems along the way. Handle issues immediately before they become big. 8. Appraise performance. Evaluate results, give feedback, and recognize good work. Purpose. If a manager follows these steps, problems like Jones, lack of motivation, over-supervision can be prevented or reduced over time. Management skills and competencies. 3 basic managerial skills, Robert L. Katz. 1. Technical skill, the ability to use specialized knowledge or tools in a specific field. Example, an engineer using design software or a teacher planning lessons. 2. Human skill, the ability to work well with people, motivate them, and build good relationships. Example, listening, guiding, and resolving conflicts. 3. Conceptual skill, the ability to see the organization as a whole, understand how all parts work together, and make strategic decisions. Example, long-term planning or policy making. Skill importance by management level. Lower-level managers need more technical skills. Middle managers need a balance of all 3 skills. Top managers need strong conceptual and human skills. Personal competencies for managerial success, AACSB. These are personal qualities every successful manager should develop. 1. Leadership, ability to influence and guide others. 2. Self-objectivity, seeing yourself realistically and knowing your strengths, weaknesses. 3. Analytical thinking, understanding and interpreting information logically. 4. Behavioral flexibility, changing your behavior to achieve goals. 5. Oral communication, expressing ideas clearly when speaking. 6. Written communication, expressing ideas clearly in writing. 7. Personal impact, creating a good impression and building confidence. 8. Resistance to stress, staying calm and effective under pressure. 9. Tolerance for uncertainty, making decisions even when things are unclear. You should remember, open quote, a manager gets results through others by delegating authority and sharing responsibility, but cannot give up ultimate responsibility, close quote. Open quote, delegation equals assigning work plus giving authority, keeping accountability, close quote. Know the basics, short answers. 1. What is management? Working with and through people to achieve goals of both the organization and its members. 2. Difference between 1980 and current definition. The modern definition emphasizes human relations, objectives, and shared goals, not just getting work done. 3. Management versus technical activities. Management equals achieving results through others. Technical was performing specialized tasks personally. 4. What happens as a manager moves up? Management duties increase, technical work decreases. 5. Explain the process of delegation. A manager shares responsibility, gives authority to act, and keeps accountability for results. Would you like me to create a short summary paragraph,